It is 2014. 2014. I'm standing at the entrance of Hotel Everest in Bejala, the West Bank. I've come to witness a gathering of Palestinians and Israelis, peace activists, strangers, daring to sit together in the shadow of decades of war, conflict, and oppression. This is my first visit, a journey to decide whether I will make a film about their circle. I know too well, we all do, what war looks like. The images of destruction have long bled through our screens. I want to find something different. I want to find hope. I look for stories that defy the old refrain that there is no one to talk to on the other side. The first night, I'm scared. I'm really scared. Alone in my room, I call my husband and ask him to stay on Skype. Before sleep, I move the desk against the door as if its weight can keep the chaos of the outside world away. And yet here I am, drawn to witness the courage of people who refuse to be enemies while I wrestle with my own shadows behind a barricaded door. The next day, I walk with a group of Palestinian women who are seeing the Mediterranean Sea for the first time. One woman, 51 years old, stands frozen at the water edge. She wants to touch the waves, but can't take the final steps. I reach for her hand, not sure that she will take my hand. And together we walk forward, step by step, until the sea touches her feet. She gasps, she laughs, and weeps all at once. In that moment, peace feels like the courage to move forward together. I grew up in Brazil, the child of immigrants. My grandparents had survived the Holocaust, losing countless family members before fleeing to Palestine. My grandfather fought in Israel's War of Independence in 1948, only to leave a few years later and begin again in Brazil. 10 years after their arrival, I was born. Their resilience became the quiet rhythm of my upbringing. Years later, in a small hotel in Austria, preparing to film descendants of Nazis meeting descendants of Holocaust survivors, I was told, "You can't ask any questions. Just tell people about your project, and whoever wants to participate will reach out." Okay. I learned then that people's lives themselves are the agenda. There is no script, no timetable. We wait sometimes for hours, days, until the first story is shared. And once one voice breaks the silence, others follow. Vulnerability, I realize, is contagious. The same truth resurfaces in South Central Los Angeles, where I now work as a substance use disorder counselor in a recovery facility. I sit again in rooms of broken people, different wounds, different battles, a sense of being seen, of being accepted, of discovering self-worth. Healing begins not in answers, but in listening. Not everyone approves my path. Some friends tell me I am putting their lives at risk simply by documenting Israelis and Palestinians together. A few cut ties, even threatened to tell a rabbi. Tell him what? that I'm trying to tell a story of peace? In Los Angeles, after a screening, a woman in the audience stands up and asks if I support Hamas. I'm stunned. What did she see in my film that led her to that conclusion? These are people sitting around the table talking to each other. Within my own family, the tension is sharp. Close relatives call, but our conversations have become limited and shorter. I understand how they feel, carrying their own fear and grief, yet I hear their perspective on what's happening. Anger rises in me, and I have no desire to talk. It's a contradiction I can't resolve. I speak of dialogue, bridge building, but I can't seem to walk that talk at home. It's really hard. Family relationships feel strained, heavy. They know I am speaking here tonight about the war, about the conflict, about genocide, and they plead with me, don't forget about us. Remember your tribe. I think back to my time at the West Bank, to women stepping into the Mediterranean Sea, to men in South Central LA reclaiming their dignity. The thread is clear. Healing begins when people dare to listen, when they take even the smallest step together. As I reflect now, I realize the transformation was not only for those I filmed, but for me. I began with fear and curiosity, but the more I listened, the more humanity revealed itself. In Austria, in Palestine, in Los Angeles, different languages, different histories, but the same undercurrent, resilience, longing, and the hope that change is possible. We are the agents. And then comes October 2023. I sit in Los Angeles watching the horrors of October 7, scrolling through inhumane, brutal images, a terrorist attack, hostages being taken. The cycle of retribution has unfolded, stretching on for almost 2 years. Genocide in Gaza being live streamed, children, entire families erased, while hostages remain trapped in endless captivity. And yet, in safe rooms far away, they wear suits, they sip coffee, they nibble cookies and debate strategies, definitions, and words as genocide unfolds in real time, in live streaming for all to see. Every minute is someone's last breath. Every statistic is a life extinguished. For those of us consuming it on our screen, doesn't it demand a question larger than politics? Who are we? This sits in my heart and mind in these times. My heart sinks. To align myself with humanity has become controversial. Never again, I have heard my whole life, yet here it is again, Gaza. Not just a word, not just a place. It is the faces of people I have met, the fear I have felt, the possibilities I have witnessed, the catastrophe unfolding in real time. I ask myself, what is my responsibility? Peace cannot be built by simply holding hands or sharing polite conversations. No. Without justice and truth, there is no peace, only the illusion of it. Maybe my responsibility is to keep asking the question, even when the answers are unbearable, to sit with the horror of what humanity does to itself and still insist on listening, because if I look away, I too become complicit.